Hello ASVAB warriors. In today's video, we are going to learn about the sign conventions that are applicable in coordinate axis. So all of us know that this is nothing but the x-axis. This is nothing but the y-axis. It doesn't look straight, but consider it is straight for now. Now, as I told you in before videos, the positive side is on the right hand side. So I'll just write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The positive side on the top of the y-axis, 2, 3, 4, 5. The negative numbers on the left hand side of the x-axis, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and it goes on. The negative numbers on the bottom side of the y-axis, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Now, as we already know, two axes, which is x and y, divide a plane into four quadrants. Quadrants. Q, U, A, D, R, A, and D, S. So this is quadrant number 1, quadrant number 2, quadrant number 3, and quadrant number 4. Remember this very carefully. It goes anti-clockwise, quadrant number 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what is more important that I wanted to convey to you in this video, it was about sign convention. Actually, how does the signs work in any coordinate axis? So here, if you see all the x coordinates or x coordinates are nothing but in positive. So I'll take, let's say any point that lies over here is going to have a positive set first for x, and anything that lies on the y-axis, it is also going to be positive. So if we observe carefully, the point or the coordinate points in the first quadrant are going to have x and y as positive and positive. Now, if we move on to the second quadrant, so I'll just mention number 1 over here. Now, if we go on to the second quadrant, and if we see any point that we take, it's going to have a negative x value and a positive y value. So, any coordinate point in the second quadrant is going to have the value of negative comma positive. Like, let me give an example. So let's say if I take this point, -2 comma 4. So -2 is nothing but the x coordinate. +4 is nothing but the y coordinate. So if you observe, negative number, positive number. So if you see any number or any coordinate having a negative sign in the x coordinate and a positive sign in the y coordinate, we should understand it is from the second quadrant. Now, let's move on to the third quadrant. I'll just remove this third so that I can take an example. First, let me take an example to explain it to you guys. So let's say if I take it this, -2 or -3 and 2. If this is a point, any point P. Now, what is my x coordinate? My x coordinate is -3. What is my y coordinate? My y coordinate is -2. So if you observe carefully, the x coordinate in the third quadrant is going to be negative all the time. And the y coordinate in the third quadrant is always going to be negative as well. So any number, any coordinate like this, -1, -5, -5, -7, -7, -3, they're all going to lie in the third quadrant. Now, if we move on to the fourth quadrant, guys. So fourth quadrant, if you observe carefully, here there is positive part, here there is negative part. So x coordinate, always positive. Y coordinate, always negative. So like, let's say, if I want to take an example, I will take, this is an example. So let me take point Q, which is nothing but 2 is the x coordinate, negative 4 is the y coordinate. So 2 comma negative 4. It's nothing but a single coordinate point in the quadrant 4. Okay. So now, what would we say? How would we summarize the sign convention? First quadrant, x, y, positive, positive. Second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive. Third quadrant, x is negative, y is negative. Fourth quadrant, x is positive, y is negative. I hope that you guys are clear with the sign conventions that are involved with the coordinate axis. And in the future videos, we are going to learn about more in details about coordinate geometry. Thank you for watching till now. Hope to see you soon.